Good morning. It's Saturday morning. Got another 18 miles before I exit the Smokies. Guess what? It's raining. Good spirits though. It's trail's wet, feet are semi-wet, it's muddy again. Had a great night at the shelter. Real nice trail runner was there. They run up and down the trail and assist with privy work and orderly conduct and etc. But nice gal. So the hopes today is this will all burn off and I can give you a little treat. I'm gonna go, the weather's nice, I'm gonna go a little side trail, and if the sky clears out really nice, we'll be able to hit, you'll be able to see all the way to Springer. So I'm told. So seems like an awful long ways to go, but it's supposed to be one of the premier lookouts. And trail runners said, you know, if you have any possibility of getting out there and it's not going to be clouded in, you need to go because the view is spectacular. Apparently, they call it a tower, but I think it's built on the side of a mountain. And so you kind of hang out a little bit, and it's kind of like a pinnacle view, I guess. But looking forward to seeing Paula. Paula got off the trail just before the Smokies, and she's rejoining just after the Smokies. She's nursing a shin splint. I came down with mine a week prior and kind of worked through it, got off the trail with Paula, and she got hers just as we were getting off. And Smokies is I don't want to say really rough, but it was just an awful lot of more elevation, more climbing, and we just felt it was probably the best decision for that. So our game plan is next week we're going to get ourselves up to Hot Springs, maybe a day or two beyond that, and then we're heading to trail days. So looking forward to that. Went about 5 years ago. Had a ball. Okay, well, I think that's a intro to the day. I'm going to shut up now, and maybe we can listen to some birds for a little bit. Learned a thing or two about the birds. You know it's going to start raining when the birds stop singing. And I was kind of hoping we might be done with the rain for the day, because it rained most of the night. But birds are just a little active. It's almost like there's a whippoorwill out there. Legs have been feeling good. Feet, ankles. Pretty much was able to hike the 12 miles non-stop yesterday except for a water supply. A lot of elevation climb. So the lungs are feeling good. I think I'm getting what they call the hiker legs. So had a chat with Paula, and she will have been off the trail for a good solid week. So we're going to back it down a little bit with the miles, or I should say just not increase as much until she gets back up to speed again. Okay, well, the birds weren't here. Well, there they are. I normally I don't know, it's just something so soothing about the woods, especially after it's rained. It's so quiet. Okay. Well, hey gang. It has been raining all day, but it has just stopped. It's actually stopped a couple of times, but not for very long. But the sun is starting to come out. But look how pretty this is. Look at that. Outstanding. I know a little bit of sunlight is just lightening it up, and I don't see the sun, but I know it's behind those clouds. but so pretty. Just a little bit of breeze. I don't know if you're picking it up on the mic, but just scan out to see what I'm seeing. It's just, you know, maybe a 50 yards of visibility. I think I'm at about last 4 miles of a 15-mile hike, and I think the rest of this is all downhill, so that should be nice. Next shelter is the Davenport shelter. I think it's the last shelter. Nope, I know it's the last shelter of the Smokies. I won't say I'm ready to be done with the Smokies, but the weather's been, you know, it's been wet, but it hasn't been really cold. And so I don't have any regrets taking the weather window. I did. I was going to skip over and come back and hit it this fall, but like things happen in the Smokies, weather's changes and can be unpredictable. And I mean, they had 5 inches of snow the 4 days before I entered, which I think is, you know, predominantly why the trails have been mostly wet throughout the whole trip. And but it's been a quiet day. Passed a couple of couples, day hikers. They actually came up to see one of the mountains, and they said the visibility was poor, and you know, it's Mount Kramer or Kammerer, and it's well, there's a sign that says it's right there, but it's I think it's about a 2.2-mile side trail, excuse me, a half-mile side trail to get to the lookout, but I'm not going. Oh, it says 0.6. So looks to me like I have 5.2 miles left. No, that's Davenport Gap. So maybe that's just after the Davenport shelter. So I'm going to go with my original of that. I've got about 5 miles left. Okay, we'll see you down the trail. Well, you know I like the birds. And they just stopped singing. There's about 3 of them. My guess is I'm around a nest. So it doesn't sound pretty bird sounds. It sounds like, hey, get out of here. So I'm complying. Yeah, the birds have brought me so much enjoyment on this trip. You know, sometimes I don't take the phones out to share what I'm hearing. You know, I'm not listening to any music along the way. Haven't found the need. Haven't, in the 200 and some odd miles, haven't had any boredom, even on quiet days like today. So, it's just, the wildlife has sounded just fantastic. Even the squishing under my feet, you know, gives you some time for good reflection and some good thoughts, and you know, I'm really enjoying myself. So I should see Paula tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow is laundry day, shower day, so looking forward to that as well. I smell perfectly fine, in my opinion, but we'll see what Paula says if I see her before the shower. All right, back to hiking. So, Mrs. Carbonose class, what kind of mushroom is that? That looks very, very interesting. A couple more out back, smaller. Well guys, I got a little bit of visibility today. I'm gonna have to figure out what that white tower is across. I'm about 4 miles from the shelter. It's a pretty valley, and the fog has just been rolling in and rolling out. Very nice.